Hello. Hi everybody, Kathy Fray here from MotherWise, and welcome to this quick little 5-minute webinar, or podcast, depending on how you're listening to it or watching it. The topic today is getting to that point of being right at the beginning of your third trimester, around that sort of 26, 28 weeks, and what things should you be focusing on then? What things should you be making sure you're becoming aware about and knowledgeable on? So get your pens out, because I'm going to give you a quick list. All right, so very firstly, let me have a look at my own list. I don't want to missing anything. Signs and symptoms of pre-eclampsia. Now, this tends to happen more in the second half of the third trimester, but it can happen earlier, and you really should know your signs and symptoms. And pre-eclampsia is basically the pre-stage before eclampsia, and eclampsia is having seizure fits. All right, so we don't want to go there. Absolutely not. And you know, it's not that long ago, women in their 50s, their women and babies would die of eclampsia, because this was before we had antihypertensive medication. So yeah, you want to be aware of the symptoms. It's a serious disease of pregnancy. And generally, from when somebody is diagnosed with it, that baby is born within about 12 days on average, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, because it's a real balance between getting the baby to the best gestation, longest gestation possible, without it becoming very dangerous for the woman and the baby. So preeclampsia is having high blood pressure with another dysfunction. So this is pregnancy-induced hypertension with another dysfunction, which might mean a renal dysfunction or a liver dysfunction, or something else is going on, and that is picked up through blood tests. There are some really distinctive signs that you can have. So firstly, I'm just going to run through them. So your ankle or feet swelling, that does not go down overnight. So it is really common to get puffy ankles in pregnancy, but when you wake up in the morning having been lying horizontal, that should not be there first thing. Okay, or ankle or swelling or puffiness to the hands or neck or face. Basically the upper body. When you're getting puffiness, that's not logical when you think of the fact that this is above the heart. Okay, so it's quite logical that you get blood sort of a little bit pooling in the lower extremities when you're pregnant, which is why you get those puffy ankles, but it's illogical to have the blood pooling in the upper extremities because of gravity. So that's a sign. If you get liver pain, so that can be sort of that upper right quadrant pain up here, sort of below your ribs or around the back behind those ribs as well. So liver pain. If you get headaches, particularly strong frontal headaches, and then the other thing is visual disturbances of seeing spots or things being blurry. So if you get any of those, you don't need more than one. If you get any of those, the first thing that you need is a current blood pressure reading. And if that is confirmed as being hypertensive or bordering on being hypertensive, then the next step is to have blood tests to check, you know, if that is happening. So that is the main thing that I want you to be really, really aware of in your third trimester onwards, the beginning. But the other things here's your list. Get ready to write down of the things that you need to be making sure you're starting to be aware of. And that would be first informed consent decisions that were going to be topics around your childbirth labour. So firstly, the third stage, knowing the difference between active and managed active delivery or managed birthing of the placenta, the cord cutting, who's doing that, and knowing what delayed cord cutting is about, when that is and isn't appropriate. Placenta, whether you're wishing to keep it to bury, or whether you're wishing to keep it to encapsulate, or whether you want the hospital to dispose of it with their rubbish. And vitamin K, whether your baby's having it or not, what the advantages are of it. And vaccines, hepatitis B, tuberculosis, BCG. These are things you'll already know about if you have those diseases yourself. The hearing screen, which is often done around the world in different countries when the baby is a few days old. So knowing what that is, it's painless, by the way. They prefer to do it when the baby's asleep. And that's basically seeing if the eardrum is bouncing back a sound. So it's not diagnosing whether the baby is deaf or not. It's just a screen to see if things are looking like they're normal. And then you've also got the Guthrie's heel prick test, or metabolic screen, that's done on babies when they are not long born. That is, again, it's a screening test to check for various different metabolic disorders. They're all things that, if you were to wait until that child had symptoms of that disease, then damage is probably already done. So they're all things that it's a really good thing to know very early on, as early as possible, whether that baby may have that metabolic disorder. You also want to, on your to-do list, is know about the benefits of complementary therapies, how you're feeling about your birth venue location, and make sure that you're doing some childbirth reading. Now, I'm going to be going on right now and doing my normal longer full-length video with our Inner Circle a closed group, which is the MotherWise Masterclass. And I'll add on the links here if you would like to join us at any stage, and you can always watch these webinars, go back into the library of the webinars as well. So I'm going to be talking about these topics, but going into a lot more detail. So I wish you all a wonderful week, and we shall see you next week, hopefully. The time might be a little bit varied next week because I'm going to be located in an area that's going to have poor internet reception. But I wish you a wonderful week, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.